history isn't static, right? History is always changing because the questions we ask about the present are changing. As I was growing up and learning history, the world began to make more sense to me, right? I began to understand why things were the way they were because I was studying history. And I wanted to provide that for other people. So we're sitting in the History Museum at the castle. We are a local history organization. Our business name is the Outagamie County Historical Society. And we were founded in 1872 as a pioneer association and have grown with the community, professionalized, and then moved into this building in the 1980s, which is a former Masonic temple.
Our collections are pretty huge for the size of institution we have. We have over 20,000 three-dimensional artifacts, over 80 cubic meters of manuscripts, over 1 million photographs. We have several different major collections here at the museum. We have a lot of things related to Harry Houdini. His handcuffs, lockpicks, keys, leg irons. We have all kinds of collections related to technological history of the area. But really we're collecting things from the present day, because history doesn't stop.
So this building was built in 1924, and it was a Masonic temple. So the Masons were a fraternal organization, and they needed a space to hold their membership meetings and do community events, and they built this castle as a tribute to their organization, as a way to serve the community, and it did that. It was a place where people were welcome, and they would hold, community-wide dances or proms down on our second floor, which is now our main gallery, but I've been told it's one of the best dance floors in all of Appleton. So some of the fun characteristics of this building include Masonic symbols in our tiles. There are peepholes in a number of the doors so that the Masons knew who was the right person at the right time to come into that space. We're on the National Registry of Historic Places, so everything on the front of the building is just as you would have seen it over 100 years ago. Our staff puts in a lot of time and a lot of effort to make sure that the building is maintained, that we're providing programming that can help people understand the world around them, that we have fun and informational exhibits, but it's the people who come through our doors to experience those programs, to engage with the exhibits. That's what makes this place special, because it's creating connections between them, it's creating opportunities for engagement and learning, and it's really helping people grow as they advance through our community.
First and foremost, I am the education manager, so I develop, book, and carry out most education programs at the museum. So that might include school programs that are very curriculum-based, up to walking tours throughout the city.
So we're going to skip ahead to 1926.
I also am in charge of the collections management, so that includes acquiring new artifacts or archival collections, caring for them, and just generally, making sure things are where they should be. It's a lot of fun to work at a place that really takes pride in the history of the area. You Are Here is a really good example of an exhibit that helps place people in history. History doesn't end, and every decision you make is impacting history. So it really helps place people in that moment. And You Are Here is not only You Are Here physically in Appleton, in the History Museum, but you are here as a part of history.
We have a series of changing exhibits that come through this space all the time, and right now we have one called Our Afghan Neighbors, and this looks at Afghan refugees who were resettled in the Fox Valley. The exhibit just traveled to the state capitol, and that was thrilling for us. So we always want our message to connect beyond the local. So we've been able to do a lot of what we call uncomfortable histories. So it's things that people might not look at as a way to celebrate the past, but it's an honest accounting of the past. So by talking about those things openly and honestly, we've seen a huge reward from the community and a growing social cohesion. And just being one small part of that for me has been tremendously rewarding. And it's a way that not only can I help serve the community, but it can be a good example for my own children, which I'm really proud of.
We're a small organization, but we have really big goals. We really want to teach people that getting out and learning about your past can only help us be better.
Coming to the History Museum is a social experience, right? You can sit at home on the internet and find all this information if you want to, but being in a museum together at one time, you're creating a connection and an experience that's multi-generational, that's with people that are maybe your friends or your family or complete strangers, right? You come into this space and you're sharing that moment together, and special things happen. The History Museum matters because it's a place that people can find truth. History museums are one of the most trusted institutions throughout the country, and we take that responsibility very seriously.
I don't know if I have a title here. As a volunteer, I like to probably think it's in the role of an archivist. I've been here a little over 10 years, looking up things to help support exhibits and documentation, to helping researchers, and then filing and processing collections. I think we lose too much in a digital world. The museum is not just Appleton, that it is Outagamie County, so we do preserve documentation from our surrounding communities as far as New London, Bear Creek, Seymour, Little Chute, and the surrounding areas. For me, it's self-satisfaction to know that I'm contributing to the future, I hope.
The community is the one that is really always driving what is happening here at the History Museum, and all we're trying to do is reflect that back and give the community what it is that they're looking for. For me, it's really important to try to maintain Appleton's culture, its heritage. As people kind of grow up here, a lot of times their first visit is as part of a school group, or maybe they came here as a child with their parents. The building and this institution is growing with them, and so there are reasons for them to come back continuously and share what we have to offer in this space and share their memories. So for that reason, the History Museum has been around for over 150 years, and we're planning for the next 150 years.